Inside Tennis with the Koz is brought to you by Lakewood National. Lakewood National. Golf, tennis, spa, home.
Hi, tennis fans. The Koz here with you for another half hour inside the world of tennis. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Lakewood National Golf Club is the area's newest luxury community. This gated 900-acre wooded enclave features 36 holes of Arnold Palmer-designed golf, 8 Hartrue lighted tennis courts, a practice court with a self-returning ball machine, dedicated pickleball courts, and 2 Hartrue bocce ball courts, as well as state-of-the-art fitness center, a luxurious Utopia spa, grand clubhouse, resort-style swimming pool, and homes for every style of living. Built by Lennar, America's leading developer of quality luxury communities. Stop by today for a tour at 17605 Lakewood National Parkway off of State Road 70. Or log on to lakewoodnationalgc.com to learn more about the resort quality lifestyle that awaits you at Lakewood National Golf Club.
Hi, I'm John Isner, and you're Inside Tennis with the Koz.
Hi, tennis fans. Terrific as always to catch up with you. Had a grand red carpet time filming the Nick Bollettieri Love Means Zero documentary at the Sarasota Film Festival with Tennis Hall of Fame coach Nick Bollettieri, Carling Bassett, and producer Ann White. It was fantastic, covering the 2018 Elizabeth Moore Sarasota Open, the Sunshine State's third biggest professional tennis event, out at Laurel Oak Country Club. And 2018 champion, 24-year-old Bolivian Hugo Dilian, the former world number 2 junior, is at his highest career ranking, ready to jump in to the top 100. Oh, it was so cool to see Lakewood Ranch's Sherry Vitale, mother of junior tennis stars Jake, Connor, and Ava Krug, being profiled by USTA Florida. And in high school tennis, congratulations to Outdoor Academy, boys tennis team capturing the team title in the 2018 Florida High School State Tennis Championships in Class 1A. And a very special congratulations to Ava Krug and Sydney Sforzo in winning the girls' doubles individual championships for ODA. Everyone is getting excited about the upcoming Oaks Club 25,000 Women's USTA Pro Circuit event with Tom Whitten in Osprey, May 21st through the 27th. So, what's on the show today? Well, we have another great one for you. You will visit the Delray Beach Open. We will catch up with Jimmy Connors at the Boca Raton Resort and Club. And we will spend some time with Sarasota's tennis legend Jimmy Arias and Mark Beckler at the 6th Annual Tarpon Shores Dental Pro Classic at Plantation Golf and Country Club. So let's get it launched with the Delray Beach Open. Mark Barron, another banner year right here at the Delray Beach Open. 8 of the top 30 players are here playing, but the emphasis now is on the next generation, the next gen. How happy are you to have these kids further launching their careers right here?
Really, we're ecstatic. Reason being is the Canadian. He loves the event, and I think we'll have him back hopefully from now on. And the new guy who just beat Jack Sock last night,
Oh my goodness,
who's from the area. And
Holcon, you're looking up 7 feet tall on that kid.
Exactly, and we gave him a wild card, which he greatly appreciated and made the statement he's going to be playing our tournament forever. This is what you want here, because eventually these guys are going to take over the tour.
Well, let's talk not about the next gen, but you have the Players Tour here with the champions represented with McEnroe, Jan-Michael Gamble, Greg Rosetsky. What a Marty Fish, our All-American bronze winner from the Olympics. How nice is that? You're the only one on the tour that does both ends of the spectrum.
I think it's great.
We can't talk tennis with Mark Barron without bringing in the legend himself, Fred Stolle. The two of you were brothers working on this at one time early in their careers.
Fred and I were partners when we first started this about 28 years ago. We were together for about 10, 12 years, and then Fred decided to take it easy, so I ended up just basically buying him out and taking it over. But it was great having Fred here, and we see him all the time still. We go out together. He's still a great friend, and he was great to have as a partner at the time.
Fred Stolle, you put in the excitement in this place for 25 years. What's this mean to you, and how happy are you to be part of the 25-year celebration?
Well, I'm happy that you got your own TV show, first of all, Koz. Congratulations.
Well,
But
thank you.
yeah.
You've been a major help.
Yeah, well, no, I started here with Mark Barron 25 years ago, and it was a challenger in those days, and it started Pembroke Pines, and then we went to Coral Springs, and I believe been here about 17, 18 years maybe, and I was part of it, the original for 17 years, and it's just great to come back here each year when the tournament's on and run into good friends like you and see how the thing has progressed. And they've done a super job, the local council and everybody that's involved in it. It's great to walk through the gates here and just see the place full now and see how much the people are enjoying it.
So from a player perspective, what I think is very special about this tournament is you have players at all levels who come here, right? You have the top tier players and you have some of the up and coming players. So you really get a chance to get the complete feel of tennis. And then from a spectator perspective, the accessibility is amazing. It's not your typical tournament where you're sitting way up in the stands and you can't see the action. Here you are close to the action and you see the players walking around the tournament all week long. So you don't know, you're just sitting around. You could see the Bryan brothers. They were in the fast serve tent the other night. You get to see McEnroe on the Champions Tour playing. So this event, more than any other, I think showcases all that tennis has to offer.
Jan, you win the Next Gen Championship. You go to Australia, you get to the semifinals. On the way, you beat Djokovic. You're at your highest rank right now. How good is your tennis life?
I don't know. I'm great start year so far. So I'm just trying to enjoy the court like from last year in Milan. So I don't know how I play good now. I'm just trying to keep fight all the time.
You're a busy man, no doubt about that. Are you able to enjoy the Olympics that are going on right now and staying in touch?
Yeah, every day I'm trying to watch the Olympic ice skating. I love to support Korea team. I'm just trying to keep watching.
Did you ice skate yourself?
No, I like to watch.
I see. We like to watch you. You're very fashionable out there. If you did not need glasses for correction to see the ball better, would you still wear them to look cool?
If without the glasses I can play tennis on the court, I have to put the glasses all the time.
Well, a pair of jacks can win in tennis. What's it like to get two guys from the state of Nebraska teaming up now, a little later in life, playing some great doubles?
It's great. I mean, it's something we've always talked about when we were younger, and being able to kind of live that dream out. It's been incredible for me, obviously, to get the opportunity to play with Jack as much as possible, and hopefully it's a bit of a more long-term thing, and looking forward to it. So,
Jack, what's the chemistry like out here?
I mean, it's like playing with your brother, pretty much. I played with my actual brother a few times with Eric, and those are some of the best special moments I've had on a tennis court. Up there with Wimbledon and Paris and Olympics and all that. But this isn't far. This isn't far from it. My family has known Jackson, and our families know each other since, like I said, out there we were 10, even earlier, actually playing in Nebraska. We had different paths. Teenage years and on, but it's kind of cool how it is all coming full circle, and we're able to play now in the ATP. And yeah, like you said, hopefully we'll have a lot more opportunities to play in many tournaments together, and hopefully lift some pretty cool trophies together.
What was the chemistry then as a 10-year-old back then?
I was gonna say I've faced my serious defeats when I was younger, and as a lot of the guys on tour know, Jack's he's been competitive since the get-go. So playing him when we were younger, it was tough, but the guy's been a sportsman in his entire career, and I've definitely seen a different side of him than most people do. So it's people don't need to judge what they see on the TV or what they read, but knowing the guy myself, he's a pretty stand-up guy. So.
Dennis, fewer than 6 months ago, you beat Nadal, you beat Del Potro. How fast of a lane are you on? You just reached your highest rank this week.
It was definitely pretty quick last year. I went from being guy top 150 to 50 within a month, and everything kind of changed for me. But now I feel pretty comfortable with it. I feel like I'm part of the tour, and my ranking may go up, may go down, but I know where my level's at. I know I'm able to compete with these guys weekly, so I'm happy with that.
Canada seems to support its tennis players as strong as any country in the world. Every time you step out there, how much impact do you feel their support for you? What's that like, Dennis?
Yeah, it's awesome. I love to make my country proud. Growing up, I always wanted to represent my country and play for it. So every week I go out there, I have that red and white logo right next to flag right next to my name. So definitely a sense of pride every time I go on court. And it's a great country. It's such an open country, like I mentioned before. So many different cultures, all mixed into one nation. So it's a really cool country to be a part of and to represent.
It was a terrible start. I couldn't really see the ball. It was windy. I had some nerves, but yeah, I really turned it around and started serving better, started moving better, started grunting more. I started, really hitting out on my shots and not letting them dictate play as much. And it was good. It was good. I played well, and happy to get it done. Definitely. I had a great week home. I had a lot going on, earlier in the season. Didn't have a great start to the season, and now I'm playing good. Some of the best times of my life right now. So I'm trying to ride this wave as long as possible, and just keep doing the little things and just ride this wave.
As always, thank you, Francis.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tennis fans, thanks for staying with us. Jimmy Connors has been one of the most impactful players growing our game of tennis. Great to have two of my former students, Jim Farber and Dr. Fred Chung, training in the Jimmy Connors experience. Well, here we are, Jimmy, right here at Boca Raton Resort and Club, and you're teaching, you're coaching. Your mother was your teacher, your mother was your coach. What are you telling these players throughout life that Gloria passed to you and now you're passing on to them?
Well, first of all, we've been friends a long time, and
thank you, Jim.
But tennis is, for me has always been, a game given to me by women, and really a woman's game. Very easy, very non-violent, because that's Fred's favorite word is violent. So and just to get your racket back and try to meet the ball and time it. Timing was a big part of it. And to come out here with Jim and Fred and to tell them something and see them try it and to do it and to trust it, and to know that if they do that, it worked for me and for 25 years on the tour, and if they come out and try it and they improve and it makes them enjoy this game a little bit more, then geez, it's been a good day.
We talked about the women in your life, but there were a couple of all-star players, legends, a couple of Panchos in your life, Gonzalez, Segura.
Oh, yeah.
What did they add to your career?
Oh, well, first of all, Pancho Segura, my mom, when she turned me over to him when I was 15, he was the only one that she would give me to. They were great friends, and she thought that we kind of played the same way. We had he had a two-handed forehand, I had a two-handed backhand, and that he could take my game. She understood that she took me as far as she could, and that I needed a male influence. But he taught me more than just tennis, because he taught me life. And in a fun way, and how to handle situations, how to play tennis, and and understand the game and court sense. But even that is away from tennis also, which was even more fun. And Pancho Gonzalez, to meet him and his reputation and to go and watch him play. And then when I was very young, and he looked at me and said, we're going to play doubles in the U.S. Open. I
saw that match, and I remember his saying to you, "Hey boy, you're not in the juniors anymore. Come up here next to me."
That's right. Yeah, and for me to be playing doubles with him at 16, 17 years old, and understanding his thoughts and the way he went about his tennis and what he tried to do, even then when he was in his 40s, to try to become a better player was, it just, I was like a sponge though. I mean, I soaked up so much from Segura and Gonzalez and, Riggs and guys that I was, lucky enough to be around. And for me to come here and hopefully pass some of that on and have some fun stories to tell is, it's a good day for me.
Jimmy Connors, you made everyone a fan of tennis. You were the boom. You got it going. What's this game always going to mean to you, Jimmy?
Well, it's my life. It was given to me when I was 2-3 years old, and I'm family taught, so it was always in my family. And even today, it's still my kids play a little bit, my wife plays a little bit, nothing serious, but just enough to to have some fun. But it's given me everything that I have. It's given me my family. It's given me my way of life, and it still allows me today to come and to be around and to meet people and find out just how much they really love the game, and and if they remember when I play, that's even better. But but to come out and still be around the tennis and hit some balls and get some exercise, I can't do it like I used to, and hopefully I'm not expected to, but still fun.
You won the U.S. Open on 3 surfaces: grass, clay, hard. Did it make any difference on what surface you were playing? And if so, what adjustments did you make? I don't think it made any difference in your mind, did it?
Well, no. I mean, you go where the tournament takes you, and winning the U.S. Open for me was the biggest. And once they went to playing on grass, I could understand that. Once they went to clay, I never really understood that move because most of the Americans were fast court players, but I was lucky enough to have 3 good years on it, and then of course when they went to the hard courts over at Flushing Meadows was my favorite. But changing the game, yes, I had to change my game a bit, but but every match I was playing against somebody with a different style. I mean, not everybody played the same back then, and to play Edberg one day and McEnroe the next, and Eddie Dibbs the next day, and then Panada, and then Borg, and then Vilas, and if you let it, your mind would be swirling.
One more question for Mr. Connors here. You have the luxury of playing nearly a quarter of a century out there, and you played the best in the game, legends that were older than you, and then all of a sudden you were playing your contemporaries, then you were playing younger players. Look back, pick 1 or 2 players who brought out the best of you in those 3 generations.
Well, before me, I mean, I had a chance, with Segura and Gonzalez, of course, and I played Pancho Gonzalez in a number of matches before.
Laver?
Then I played Laver in a challenge match, which was incredible, and Rosewall in the finals of the U.S. Open in Wimbledon. Playing my contemporaries with Borg and Mack and Vilas and Clerk and Dibbs and Gottfried and Solomon, and I could go down the list and just keep going. And I'm going to leave out a few, but I'm going to make somebody mad. But I can't help that. But and then to have had a game that allowed me to continue on and to play against Sampras and Agassi and Courier and Chang and Edberg and more in the next generation after me, Boris Becker and Mats Wilander and guys like that, to have been able to play them and to see where the game was going and what they were doing and what it was going to take for them to hopefully, I mean, after a while, it's time for guys to push you aside, when you get older, and it's time for the young to come in and take over. And if they don't, I mean, if they weren't going to push me aside, I'd have been happy to play until I was 45, but it came time for me to say, you guys are just too good. And so it was fun to see just what they were bringing to the table and how they were going to take the game to another level, and the generation that I came up with, Nastasi and Gerolaitis and all the guys that had their own personality and what they brought to the game was so special. Would I like to play now? Of course I would. Of course, I'd be a fool not to say that I would like to be 25 years old right now and playing, but I had an opportunity to play with such a crew. Such a good crew of guys that all had their own way of bringing something to the game, and fun time.
Want to know a little more about this guy? Well, let me share something. First time I interviewed you was at the Naveen Masters. It was your tour. It was the Jimmy Connors tour, and we did the interview. Thank you very much for it. my cameraman had audio deficiencies. We weren't getting audio. I go up to this guy, and I was really humbled. I was daunted. I was intimidated. Jimmy, we didn't get good audio. What do you think? Connors looked at me first. What do you think he said? You want to do it again?
Oh, no.
You did. You don't remember that.
I must have been a little older then.
I was impressed.
Well, it was, when I had the senior tour, I'd been through it all. I started in the early 70s and had a good run at the top of the game and good and bad. I mean, there was a lot of controversy on, my attitude towards the game and, but somebody had to be the villain. Not everybody's a good guy, and to have been able to bring in some outside tennis enthusiasts and specialists, was something that was very important to me. I just, feel that, my attitude and what, the way I went about the game and the way I approached every match, was my own. I wasn't trying to copy anybody else but I did pick and choose. From Gonzalez I picked, from Segura I picked, from Laver I picked, and I didn't want to be them. But there was some things that I liked and admired from everybody, and I tried to incorporate that into what I became.
You want to get to know a legendary player? Come down here and join Jimmy Connors for the Connors Experience.
Do it.
Right here. Give him a call at Boca Raton Resort and Club. Jimmy Connors, what a treat to be with you today.
Always with you, always. It's been a pleasure for years and still going on. That's the good thing.
Beautiful. Thank you. Ray Collins, here we are again. Last night, Main Street, Lakewood Ranch, now in the chair. But my gosh, somebody usurped you from that chair today by the name of Mr. Jimmy Arias. Tough to give up that mic?
Not at all. I like the chance to get down from the chair and actually socialize with so many friends I've got here. So it's fun to have Jimmy here in the first place because he and I go back to Buffalo back when we were kids. And he's so fun to joke with. When you're up in the chair as an umpire, it's good to have a player who you can joke with because not all of them want to joke around, but he's great that way.
Probably shouldn't have played a match, sat in the chair and umpired a match, and then come back and played because the second time I was stiff. And those guys were hitting drop volleys, and that you have to run fast for a drop volley, and that doesn't work.
Talking about playing, talking about being in the chair, you have two gifts, God-given gifts. The mouth, the feet, the moving, the hands. Where do you enjoy expressing yourself the most? On the court or in the chair? Or both? Let's talk about both.
There's no question in the chair for me. It's more fun and less pressure, and I can just make fun of other people. When I'm on the court, I'm a little self-conscious at this point because I don't play very often with pressure any longer. So when you have adrenaline and you haven't played with it in a year or a year and a half, it's not easy to control your emotions. I'm playing unbelievably well in practice lately.
That's encouraging.
It doesn't matter though, because I only play one match a year. I got to play a few tournaments, but my body would never hold up.
Yeah, I do quite a few of these throughout the year. I enjoy giving back and playing with the crowd a little bit and helping the kids out at the high school. So it's a win-win, and I get to compete a little bit, and you get to see these guys you don't see much that you spent most of your 10 years with of your life on the road, and you get to see them once in a while. It's good to see them.
What was it like looking back? You put the Boilermakers, that's Purdue University, certainly on the tennis map.
Well, yes, we went from being unranked to top 25 team and winning the Big Ten championship for the first time in history. So just being a part of that and leaving my legacy there is just so proud.
Flushing Meadows, U.S. Open, third round. Djokovic is on the other side. Witten's on this side. You had the world pulling for you that day.
I think they just like underdogs. I don't think it mattered who it was, but I'm very fortunate in the support I got. From everybody around the world in the U.S., my college teammates, family, whoever made the trip packed into my hotel room. I mean, we had I think 13 or 12 in my room in New York, which rooms aren't huge to begin with. So it was fun, it was fun, and that's why we play this game, for moments like that.
Whitney, you were a standout women's doubles player, of course, with Bethany Maddox-Sands. You're out there playing with Ashley Fisher. What's it like to unite two great players, one from the women's side and one's from the men's side, and playing mixed doubles today?
I was just honored to be out there. playing with Ashley was amazing. He kept me calm. I forgot how to really keep your cool while you're playing tennis. It's been so long. And playing with Bethany at the time, I don't think she was #1 at the time, so I didn't have to worry about the pressure.
It's a real privilege to be out here kind of entertaining people and for an incredible cause to raise money for a high school tennis program. That's something special. It's something that I really cherish and I enjoy, and I look forward to doing it again.
I'll tell you, they do an unbelievable job here at Plantation. The support of the community. This is a great event. We're, Freedom Boat Club, we're very excited to be able to help sponsor this year after year.
Some great group of sponsors, and we've all actually kind of stuck together over the last 6 years. And last night we actually got together with the pros, all the sponsors, and it was really nice to see the same faces every year. And it's been a really great community event.
Most importantly, we're supporting Venice High School Tennis, supporting All Faiths Food Bank, and we have just some tremendous sponsors behind the event. We've been fortunate enough to have about 100% sponsor renewal year over year, so very pleased. We must be doing something right. So.
Well, many things right. One thing that I'm hearing, they're saying, these guys actually talked to us. These pros came over and introduced themselves and said hi.
Yeah. Part of what we do when we select all of our players is really find those who understand what they're here for. They understand they're here for a good cause. They understand they're here to entertain.
Any dollar that we can give them is a boost for their program, and just to see those kids come out in nice clothes and be proud of their schools.
Hi, Nate Griffin. I'm the Director of Racket Sports here at Lakewood National Golf Club in Bradenton, Florida. My tip for you today is how to train your single hand forehand by using a two-handed forehand training mechanism. So you're going to use your right hand, your dominant hand up on the top of the racket, okay, and your non-dominant hand on the bottom. And you're actually going to go ahead and hit a few shots two-handed so you can coordinate the movements together. It'll help you keep a little more compact, and it'll help you uncoil a little bit better. Go ahead and take have somebody throw you a few balls and step on the court, hit a few shots, and see if your forehand doesn't improve a little bit. Have a good day.
Tennis fans, great to have you with us on Inside Tennis with the Koz. We love our sponsors, and you will too. Stop by and see them. Until then, remember, in tennis scoring, love means nothing, but love of the game means everything. Keep alive your love of the game. Love you, tennis fans, and we'll see you right here every Saturday, 12:30 on SNN.
Inside Tennis with the Koz has been brought to you by Lakewood National. Lakewood National. Golf, tennis, spa, home.